You know, there's this one fundamental truth we all live with, whether we're ready for it or not, and that is, our lives are always changing. It sounds so simple, right? But it's actually really profound. I mean, think about it. Every single day, something shifts. It might be something small, like the way you feel when you wake up, or something big, but nothing ever really stays static.
And trying to fight that current, well, it's exhausting. The real key is learning how to navigate the waves. So, in the next few minutes, we're going to dive into exactly that. How you can not just handle change, but actually find your strength right in the middle of it.
So, to get started, we have to ask the big question. Why? Why does change affect us so deeply? And I want you to know, it's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a core part of how we're all designed. See, our minds, they're kind of creatures of habit. They absolutely love routine. And they crave predictability because, well, it feels safe. When we know what's coming next, we can relax. It's our comfort zone.
So it makes sense that when something new shows up, a new job, a big move, even just a change in a friendship, our internal alarm system just starts blaring. That unsettled feeling you get, that's completely and totally normal.
And that really is the heart of it. Our fear of change is this ancient protective instinct. Your brain's just doing its job, trying to keep you safe from anything it can't predict. The only problem is, all of our growth, all the good stuff, it usually lives just outside that comfort zone. But here's where it gets interesting. I mean, we expect to be nervous about bad things happening. But why is it that sometimes a promotion, a new relationship, or some other amazing opportunity can fill us with just as much anxiety? And that very question leads us to a really crucial idea. Not all change is the same. To really navigate it, we have to understand that there are two very different journeys we can find ourselves on. So on one side, you have positive changes, those new opportunities. And on the other, you have the negative changes, those setbacks that can knock you off your feet. Each one challenges us in a completely unique way. And we're going to start with the one that you'd think should be easy.
It might sound a little strange, but so many of us really struggle to accept good things when they come our way. It's like we get right to the doorstep of a fantastic new opportunity and we just freeze.
And here's why. A positive change, it's not just a gift. It's also a challenge. It kind of demands a new version of you. It comes with new responsibilities, new expectations, and honestly, that can be incredibly intimidating. And almost instantly, that little voice of self-doubt kicks in. It starts whispering in your ear, questioning if you've really, truly earned this moment. And right behind that voice comes the fear of failure. What if I can't handle this new pressure? What if everyone finds out I'm not actually good enough for this? And really, it all just boils down to this one simple question about ourselves. The fear isn't even about the opportunity. It's about whether we believe we have what it takes to meet it. So, how do we get past that? Well, first, just take a second to acknowledge how far you've come. Remember all the work you put in. You earned this. Next, do your best to not overthink it. Don't let that doubt steal your joy. Then, you have to consciously say yes to growth, even if it feels a little uncomfortable. And finally, you gotta let that new, more capable version of yourself take the lead. Okay, so now let's turn to the other side of the coin. Let's talk about the difficult, painful changes, the ones that can feel like a storm just hitting your life out of nowhere. I want to offer you a really powerful way to reframe this. It is so easy to see a setback and feel like it's a punishment. But what if it's not? What if life is just clearing a path, making space for something new that you really need? So, how do we get through these storms? First, try not to react instantly. When your emotions are running high, just pause. Take a breath. Second, work on accepting the reality of the situation. You can't fight what's already happened. Third, protect your peace. Set boundaries, step back if you need to. And finally, redirect your energy. Try to shift that internal question from why me to, okay, what can I learn from this? Okay, so we've talked about handling the good and the bad, but if change is really the only thing that's constant, then trying to control it is kind of a losing battle. So what should we be focusing on instead?
The answer is adaptation. This is the master skill for a life that is always evolving. It isn't about being rigid and strong. It's about being fluid and resilient.
So what does that even mean, to adapt? It just means being mentally flexible. It means letting go of a really strict plan for your life and giving yourself permission to evolve as your world changes. It's just understanding that every new chapter, well, it's going to require a slightly different version of you. I absolutely love this metaphor.
It's such a powerful way to see this skill. Don't think of yourself as a rock trying to stand still against a current. Think of yourself as the water itself.
I mean, water can be a river, it can be a lake, it can be mist in the air. It takes the shape of whatever is holding it, but it's always fundamentally water. And in the same way, you can adapt to new roles and new situations without ever losing who you are at your very core.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? I think it's that change isn't the enemy. It's more like a silent teacher. Sometimes it's gentle and sometimes it's really intense, but it's always shaping us.
So here's what I really want you to hold on to. The power isn't in what happens to you. It's in how you respond. You already have the ability to understand, to manage, and ultimately to transform yourself through every single shift on your journey.
So as you move forward from here, just remember this. Every change, big, small, good, bad, it's just a building block for your future. The only real question left is who will you allow yourself to become?